Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, welcome. I'm Jessica. I would love for you to subscribe. We do lots of crafty things on this channel, and today we're going to make these adorable little window drawers with a nice shaker element on the top here. And I am using printables from KB and Friends. I will have the printable that I purchased down below. I would also like to quickly mention that this is the Patreon project of the month. This is what got sent to my patrons, and there is an exclusive video for you, my patrons, in the group, so be sure to check that out because it is going to be a better fit tutorial for the items and measurements that I sent you this month. And if you want more information on becoming a Patreon, please check the link below and stick around till the end because I do have some little announcements and special shout outs for the patrons, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get back into the project. So you're gonna need your top for your drawer. Of course, you can use any kind of journaling card you want. You can leave it blank and decorate it however you want. I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You will need some acetate pieces or like plastic packaging. You'll need 2 of them. If you're just gonna need scissors, glue, sequins for the shaker. I have some foam tape, and then it is very helpful to have a scoreboard like I have here. So we're gonna get started, and you want to start by cutting 2 pieces of paper. The first piece is 5 3/4 inch by 7.5 inches. And then you need one that is 5 5/8 by 11 inches. This is going to give you a box size that is, it's about 4 inches by 5.5 inches. While this is here, we'll start scoring, and for this piece, you're going to score, you know, on the long side, you're going to score at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches, and 10 inches. It's very hard to see the fold marks, I know, on camera, but you'll see as we start folding. For this smaller piece, we're gonna basically score so that we have a 1 inch border all the way around. So you're just going to score each side at 1 inch. So I just score, rotate. I always try to do my best to make sure you're scoring exact, because if you don't, that does kind of make your box a little imperfect. At the same time, I feel like we're human. It's hard to get a perfect cut or fold mark, so you can still work with it, and I'm sure mine's not going to be perfect. For smaller things, I like to use this trimmer. I can go about there, so this is just kind of a tedious little thing to make sure I'm not trimming off too much of the pretty picture, but I don't want too much of it hanging over the top, so that's okay. We can make it work. Okay, there we go. I think we have most everything trimmed, and so now you're going to take this piece and you are going to want to cut a little slit on one slit on each of the 4 corners, and you're going to cut the slit where there's already a fold mark, so you can see kind of that there's a fold mark from here to here and here to here. It doesn't matter which fold mark you cut, but you only want to cut one up to the very next fold mark. So this is going to be the inner box, or the tray, I guess we'll call it. So now we can go ahead and fold everything in where we already scored it. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and you want to put some adhesive on each of these little squares now. So I am actually going to do double-sided tape, which I never do. So make sure to put adhesive on each of the tabs on the inner side. So if you see when we fold it in, you'll want the glue to be on the inner side because that's going to attach to the flap right here. Okay, so then go ahead and just adhere each of these tabs in like so. And this is where you're going to notice if if you didn't cut or score exactly on the measurement, you're going to notice that things might not line up perfect, but that's something that it's just gonna happen. It's hard to get things scored perfectly, and we can trim that if we need. And it's usually not a problem because it's just gonna be just a little bit off. There we go. So now we have our tray done. Super easy. So for this piece, we'll set that one aside. Just go ahead and fold again on all of the score marks that we already made. Now this piece, it's also super easy, and basically to attach or to complete this, you're just going to add adhesive to one of these flaps and they will be glued together like so. But since I'm going to create a window shaker out of this one, we don't want to glue yet. So what I'm going to do next is I'm also going to take my topper here and I'm going to line it up where I'm going to want it to be placed, and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace around this shape. Okay, so then we'll cut that out as well. I'm just gonna go this way because this is how I created mine. Now if you want to ink up any of the edges on the box or your topper here, now is a good time to do that. So I am going to take my Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo and go ahead and go around all of the edges. I think it really helps to give a finished vintage look if that's what you're going for. So now we'll put this side apart, and now you want to take your acetate, and again I said you'll need 2 pieces, so we want one for the back of our top piece, and we want one for this window here. So I'm just gonna add a little line of my Tombow Mono aqua glue. Now, if you want to use double-sided tape here, you totally can, but I have tested out this method using the wet glue, and it holds perfectly, at least with this glue. So I can't promise anything for other glues, but you do want to try your hardest not to get too much because that will seep through a little bit. Now go ahead and lay our acetate right over, and just definitely make sure that you are covering up any of that open window. So we're gonna let those dry for just a moment. Okay, so now we're gonna finish off the shaker. So we have our sequins, and we're going to use some foam tape. The foam tape is going to allow us to have a little bit of room for dimension so that the sequins can move around. If you only have double-sided tape, you can definitely still give this a try. Your sequins just won't have room to move around. So I got this foam tape actually from the Dollar Tree, and it came with 3 different sizes, so you can get it really affordable. Now we want to create a little window border with the foam tape. So I have a few tips for you as I'm doing this. You don't have to worry about getting the foam tape to mimic the exact shape of your window. All you want to make sure is that there are no openings. So you can see I'm basically creating a little well. That's what I'm doing. And you just want to make sure not to have too much open space, because if we give it too much open space, then there's going to be a lot of room for the sequins to move around, and you'll just have to add a lot more. Also, if you add the foam tape too close to the edge, then you might be able to see that foam tape from the outside. Okay, so like I said, we start off creating just one little window. Now, so that we don't have the top of our image and the bottom just kind of getting pushed down and everything else is held up, I do like to finish off by using more foam tape just along the edges like this. You don't have to get every little nook and cranny filled with it though. Like these little edges on the end, I'm not going to be too worried about adding foam tape there. Now it's time to have some fun and add our sequins. This is a little sequin mix that I made called Cupid's Kiss. You can have so much fun with this. You can add things like seed beads for some fun sound. You know, just get creative with it. I have also what they call sprinklets, which are like these little, they look like almost like actual candy hearts, and they're so small, but I don't know if they're made out of clay, but very fun. So I'm just gonna add a decent amount, and again, you don't want to overdo it, but if you underdo it, you also are gonna not be able to really see too many. Now we're going to remove the backing of our foam tape, and you want to do this very carefully, and go ahead and just remove all of the backing. So now we're going to take our outer drawer piece, and as carefully as you can, you're going to try and line this up. So we're just going to lay this down as good as we can, and then just go ahead and press all the way around. You want to press and make sure that everything's down before you move this. And there we have our super cute little shaker. Okay, I don't think too many of them got stuck to the sides, so that is good. And now it's time to go ahead and we can just glue up the side here to complete our drawer. So you're just going to go ahead, and I am going to use wet glue for this, and I added the glue, and then so you're going to go ahead and just line that up. So just make sure this is really good and dry before putting your drawer in. Okay, so then you might have to, wiggle around with this for a minute, or like I said, if you have any of the tabs that didn't line up correctly, you might have to snip those off, but I kind of like to see first if it will fit. There we go. And now you can fill up your drawer with all kinds of cute little things. Such a fun project. I can't wait to see if you guys recreate this. And if you do, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. And now I would like to give a quick extra shout out to my 3 new patrons, Karina, Lin, and Kelly. And thank you to the other patrons, Lindsay, Amy, Lori, Artsy Duck, Astrid, Cindy, Cynthia, Fonda, Gyak, Jen, Julie, Karina, Letitia, Lynn, Lisa, Liz, Randy, Sandy, Sasha, Sio, Susan, Teresa, Brenda, Kathy, Heather, Kelly, Mary, Sarah, Elizabeth, Felicia, Rhonda, and Stacy. Thank you guys so much for the extra support. There are so many of you, and I am just so lucky to have you all in my Patreon club. And now I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys in the next video.